It's a pleasure to have you join me on this virtual journey. Welcome. Hello, dear viewers. Get ready to expand your horizons as we delve into champions. National League, Chicago White Stockings Eastern Championship Association, New York Metropolitans. Interleague Playoff, New York Mets EC Chicago NL, 2-1. As we venture forward, let's take a closer look at statistical leaders and its impact on our understanding. National Lead Stat AVGHRBIWEI Kelvin. As we transition to the next segment, let's unravel the mysteries surrounding January and gain a fresh perspective. January 11, the first of a series of baseball games played on ice, is played in Chicago. This will become a regular event in the Chicago area. In this chapter, we'll be shedding light on February and its role in shaping our understanding. February 7, the Providence Grays signed Charlie Redbourn. Redbourn played for the Buffalo Bisons but only played the field in 6 games and did not pitch at all due to an arm injury. February 22, George Wright signs a contract to play for the Boston Red Caps after sitting out the season. Wright will only play part-time in order to devote more time to his sporting goods business. February 25, Jim O'Rourke signs a contract with the Buffalo Bisons after spending most of his career playing for the Boston Red Caps. Turning our focus to March, let's explore its key elements. March 8, the National League agrees on an 84-game schedule for the upcoming season. The owners are polled and pick the Chicago White Stockings as the preseason favorite to win the pennant. March 9, the National League releases a list of 23 umpires approved to call league games. As we progress, let's zoom in on April and examine its role in shaping our overall narrative. April 11, the Eastern Association is formed and includes the New York Metropolitans, the Washington Nationals, and Brooklyn Atlantics, all teams that have regularly played competitively against National League teams. April 27, with pitcher George Bradley already out with pneumonia, the Detroit Wolverines lose their other hurler Bill Sweeney to pulmonary hemorrhage. Neither pitcher will ever play a single game for the Wolverines. Without further ado, let's move on to the topic of May. May 14, Charlie Jones wins a judgment against the Boston Red Caps for his unpaid salary due from in an Ohio court. Cleveland law enforcement will take the money from the Red Caps' share of gate receipts when Boston plays in Cleveland. May 20, Mike King Kelly scores the go-ahead run by cutting short the distance rounding the bases. Kelly doesn't come close to touching third while the umpire is looking a different direction. Kelly then pulls off the hidden ball trick in the 9th inning to preserve the win for the Chicago White Stockings. May 28, a man is arrested for trying to bribe John Clapp of the Cleveland Blues to throw a game. Clapp will acquire the nickname Honest John because he went to the police after the bribe offer was made. Let's now turn our attention to June and uncover the fascinating insights it brings to the table. June 1, Tommy Bond is released by the Boston Red Caps after starting the season. After averaging nearly 500 innings pitched per season over the last 7 years, Bond's arm is no longer what it once was. Bond will never regain his once dominating form. June 18, the Washington Nationals of the Eastern League disband, citing lack of interest after being rejected to join the National League. June 20, a new team is formed in Cincinnati after the demise of the previous Cincinnati Reds team. This new club will succeed and become the modern-day Cincinnati Reds. June 25, George Gore of the Chicago White Stockings sets a major league record by stealing 7 bases in one game. Billy Hamilton will tie this record inch. As we progress through this video, let's shift our attention towards July and uncover its hidden depths. July 2, the Boston Red Caps lose to the Buffalo Bisons to drop to last place in the National League. It is the first time in club history that they have occupied the cellar. July 4, Mickey Welch of the Troy Trojans beats the Buffalo Bisons in both games of a doubleheader, giving him 16 straight wins against the Bisons. July 20, the Buffalo Bisons finish off a sweep of the first-place Chicago White Stockings to pull within games of Chicago. July 21, the Cleveland Blues lose in an exhibition game to Akron in a game that only takes 1 hour and 18 minutes to play. In this section, we'll be peeling back the layers of August to reveal its true essence. August 21, the Eclipse Club refuses to play against the Chicago Whites in Louisville because of a black player named Fleet Walker on the Chicago team. Walker will go on to play for the Toledo Blue Stockings in the American Association and is generally regarded as the first black player in Major League Baseball. August 27, Tony Mullen makes his Major League debut for the Detroit Wolverines and beats the first-place Chicago White Stockings. Despite the win, Mullen will be released within a month by the Wolverines. He will go on to post 284 career wins. In the upcoming portion, we'll be dissecting September to gain a comprehensive understanding of its implications. September 3, Lip Pike of the Worcester Worcesters makes 3 errors in the 9th inning, which gives the Boston Red Caps 2 runs and a victory. Worcester accuses Pike of throwing the game and immediately suspends him. Pike will only play in 1 more game in his career. September 10, with the Troy Trojans trailing, the bases loaded and 2 out in the bottom of the 9th, Roger Connor hits the first grand slam in National League history for an victory. September 12, Chubb Sullivan, who was captain of the Worcester Worcesters before falling ill in the spring, dies in Boston at the age of 25. September 15, Davey Force of the Buffalo Bisons turns 2 unassisted double plays, participates in 2 other double plays and starts a triple play for the Bisons. Despite his feat, Buffalo loses in 12 innings to the Worcester Worcesters. September 16, the Chicago White Stockings win their 2nd straight pennant with a win over the Boston Red Caps. September 25, the National League announces that all 8 teams will return for the season. This is the first time that the major leagues have had the same teams in 2 consecutive seasons. September 27, the Troy Trojans lose to the champion Chicago White Stockings in a heavy rainstorm in front of 12 spectators, setting a record for the least attended game. September 29, the National League issues a list of 10 blacklisted players who will require unanimous league approval for reinstatement. The reason given for the blacklisting is confirmed dissipation and general insubordination. In this part of the video, we'll be diving deep into October and unraveling its profound impact. October 8, Chris Bonder takes control of the St. Louis Browns. The Browns joined the soon-to-be-formed American Association, become a dominant team and eventually join the National League and still exist today as the St. Louis Cardinals. October 10, initiated by backers of the new Cincinnati Red Stockings Club, the first meetings are held in Pittsburgh of what would become the American Association. October 15, Denny McKnight organizes the Allegheny Baseball Club of Pittsburgh in anticipation of playing in the new American Association. The team, still in existence today, will become known as the Pittsburgh Pirates. October 16, the Mystics win the California League Championship by defeating Oakland. In this chapter, we'll be shedding light on November and its role in shaping our understanding. November to the American Association, the first competing major league, is officially founded with the motto Liberty to All. The 6 club's members are the Brooklyn Athletics, Cincinnati Red Stockings, Eclipse of Louisville, Philadelphia Athletics, Pittsburgh Alleghenies, and St. Louis Brown Stockings. The Brooklyn Club will be replaced by the Baltimore Orioles before the start of the first season in 1882. November 3, the American Association elects Denny McKnight as president. The new league will have no reserve clause and will allow Sunday games, liquor sales, and tickets, all in opposition to National League policies, in an effort to take the established major league head-on. Brace yourself for a deep dive into December as we explore its impact and relevance in our evolving narrative. December 22, longtime Boston Red Stockings Boston Red Caps manager Harry Wright signs a contract to manage the Providence Grays for the season. Now it's time to shift gears and explore January-April. January 21, Arch McCarthy. January 22, Ira Thomas. February 2, Orville Oval. February 27, Walter Moser. February 28, Terry Turner. March 1, Ulshaw. March 23, Gavi Cravath. April 12, Harry Ostick. April 22, Neil Ball. Now, it's time to shift gears and explore Maygust. May 14, Ed Walsh. May 28, King Brady. June 5, Beanie Jacobson. June 17, Claude Rossman. July 6, Walter Carlyle. July 6, Roy Hartzell. July 18, Larry McLean. July 21, Johnny Evers. July 31, Bob Ungleb. August 22, Harry Kamnitz. August 28, Dode Paskett. Now, we shift our focus to September-December, a topic that deserves our attention. September 9, Harry Cross. September 10, Tony Toneman. October 18, Hans Lobert. November 10, Jack Hoey. December 20, Branch Rickey. With our curiosity piqued, let's embark on a dedicated exploration of deaths and its fascinating intricacies. February 6, Ham Allen, 34, bat for the 1872 Middletown Mansfields. March 1, Hugh Campbell, 34. Pitcher for the 1873 Elizabeth Resolutis. April 11, John McMullen, 32. Outfielder in the National Association from 1871 to 1875 who bat for the 1874 Philadelphia Athletics. April 21, Josh Snyder, 37. Left fielder for the 1872 Brooklyn Eckfords. April 21, James Sumner, 29. Umpire in National League from 1876 to 1878. May 10, Freddie Rogers, 30. Outfielder for the Boston Red Stockings from 1872 to 1873. May 13, Mort Rogers. Umpire in the National Association from 1871 to 1872. July 11, Steve Dignan, 22. Played in 11 games for 2 teams in 1880. September 7, Red Woodhead, 30. Third baseman for the 1879 Syracuse Stars. September 12, Chubb Sullivan, 25. First baseman who played from 1877 to 1880. October 7, Mike Brannock, 29. Played parts of 2 seasons with Chicago White Stockings in the Urs. November 11, Clipper Flynn, 32. Hit in his only full season in 1871. I love interacting with my viewers, so leave me a comment and I'll do my best to respond.